We've been playing Flow from Brain Games and Hachette Games UK.
But did it wash us away, or was it just a bit damp? Welcome to Box Meeples, I'm Julian and this is Libby. And yes, we've had the pleasure of playing Flow, which was given to us by Hachette Games UK for the purpose of talking about it.
It was indeed, and we first played it up at their sort of gaming day in Manchester earlier on in the year, and we since have a copy, and we've managed to play it with quite a few kids, actually.
Yes, this is a family-friendly game.
Yeah.
But what is fantastic about it is it's entirely variable in its complexity, meaning it can work for kind of seasoned gamers like us, but also people who are very new to it. And obviously, this is based on the very popular film, the award-winning film,
Yes,
Flow.
I think it must have made a right splash at maybe Cannes Film Festival. I mean, splash. And since it's won Oscars as one of the best animated films going, we are yet to actually see the film. So interesting that it's still quite captivating without having seen the movie, which is quite unusual for something that's kind of come from other sort of media around. And normally that's well established, but this is kind of, we saw the game before.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was a film. We saw the cover and thought, that looks cute, let's give it a game. So I think it's time now to board. Let's have a play of it and then let you know what we think.
So we have actually played this game quite a few times. We've played it just the two of us. We've played it with the girls. We've played it with their cousins. So ages varying from about 7 to 15.
We went wide to the end of the scale. Granny got involved and she's in her 70s.
Yes. And not a gamer particularly, regularly. I think she enjoys when we play with her, but it's not something that she'd regularly dabble into. So it certainly allows for an entry level and a family play quite well.
Everyone who played it really enjoyed it. So essentially in this game, you are dealing with a wave, a flood, and it's kind of a real-time game. There is a timer that ticks down, and after a minute, you know a wave is coming.
Well, kind of almost two waves, really, because you roll those dice and you've got black dice and a white dice, and that just so happens that one part of the grid's in black and one part's in white. So you're going to be wiping out whatever number you roll on the white, that whole line, and then whatever row on the black, that whole lot. And if you happen to have not really built that much there, amazing. But it seems that whenever we play, it's the fullest line, the best sections, which are there's animals in each corner, they're trying to get to the boat in the middle, and it's the bit that's most full and most effectively done that always gets wiped out.
It's weird how that happens. And so you've got to get all four to the middle. Getting three, no good. You can't deliberately drown the cat, much as some people wanted to. And that's when you instantly win. So you're taking it in turns, basically, to draw a tile and then find the best place for it, hopefully building tracks that will lead the animals to safety in the middle.
Yeah, and that sounds super easy. You're just like, oh, okay, fine, place a tile, make a track, lovely. But there's so many tiles that block things off. They maybe have little islands of sort of devastation pretty much. And you do need to connect the routes. And there's only certain ways that you can do that against each other. Obviously, if you've managed to get a tile that has sort of a crossroads on it, you're great. You know, you can go anywhere with that, but you do need to make sure the right tiles are in the right places and you're not blocking these animals off and completely cutting them off, which is easily done, more easily than you would think.
And it's you've got to be wary of obviously all the animals. So although you are taking turns, especially if there's 4 of you playing, there's a kind of temptation to fixate on the animal that's closest to you. You know, but you need to get that lemur there as well. And yes, in its basic form, that works really well. So yeah, 5-year-olds get it. It's quite simple. And if you want to make it even easier, you could delay when that wave came, or, you know, choose only 1 die. So there's a way to make it even easier.
Yeah, and there are some special action cards that can make it easier still. You could maybe ignore one of the tiles that you pulled. You could maybe not have to roll one of those dice, so less devastation at the end of that round. There's lots of different ways to manipulate in your favour.
But what's exciting is the ways that you can make it harder. Now, this is obviously where you shed younger children. This is where you shed, you know, people who aren't used to playing these games, but where it made it much more exciting for us, particularly at 2 players, because you can draw kind of random complication cards, and that might be you've only got access to the boat in the middle from one direction. It might be there's loads of islands that you have to navigate around. It could be you can't talk while you're playing, which is probably one of the hardest. It reminds me kind of a magic maze where you're kind of desperately pointing to where things should go, and then someone still sticks it in the wrong place anyway. And that's when it became, for me, much more enjoyable.
I think for us to play it at 2 and really get that kind of tension in it, which makes it that much more fun, we do need to add in a few of these fun little tweaks there. And luckily there's quite a lot of them in the box. You really can adapt the game and make each game feel a little bit different with the rules that have got going on, the special cards that you might have, what entry point that you can get into the ship with, and all those different things.
And I think that's what makes it such a great buy. Yes, it obviously is based on IP, and that always makes it a bit wary, because I think, well, how much they spend to get the IP, and did that reduce the amount of development that they had? Really though, it's just a lovely overlay of a quite great game. And obviously this is a real-time game. There's not really a way of avoiding that. You do kind of have to embrace that, because that's where the tension and excitement does come from. But I think for a quick game, you can get this done in an evening, 15, 20 minutes, quick to table, and it does give you that kind of instant thrill of saving those animals.
It does,
a surprisingly good game.
Yes, and that wonder of where those waves are going to come and hit you, praying that they won't be the one that you've done well.
Save the dog. Don't be anything but the dog. Obviously, if you're interested in this game, a good place to get it is your favorite local game store, and for us in the southeast of England, that is Chaos Cards. And if you're new to using them, they have a fantastic website, and we have a new discount code you can use to save yourself some money.
We do indeed. And of course, if this is the first video of ours that you've seen, we would really love if you would subscribe to the channel, maybe ring the bell, perhaps give us a comment. Have you played Flow? Do you like real-time games? We would really love to hear from you.
And as always, thanks so much for watching.
Bye.